What's good, fam? I really ain't going nowhere. I know some of y'all probably like, what you talking about, BG? If you ain't watched the last video, then you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'll catch you up. I'm still sitting in the same place I'm sitting there when I ended the last video. I finished that one and I told y'all I had a part 2. Really, it's a part 1, but it's a part 2 for me because it's 2 different videos. To tell you, because I concluded some final research. I had to do one more test shot to see what I wanted to see. So, as you know, I told you certain places your boy ain't got no reason to go. We told you I ain't got no reason to go back to California because the gas prices just don't make the lows worth it out there for me, because I don't want to readjust my whole CPM and COL, even though we're not using COL, but I kind of use it because we're building the business for, I ain't going into all that. Y'all get it. Day ones, y'all get it. If you new, fam, you got to go back and watch the rest of the videos, because you ain't going to understand the journey that we on if you don't get it. So yeah, you know your boy ain't got to go out there. You know I ain't got no reason to go down to the bottom of Florida. You know I pick certain places I ain't got no reason to go down to. I told you that one day I might get up to, like, you know, the Oregons and the Washingtons, but I got fam that been up there and they was in box trucks and they was struggling to move around up there. And I'm not, if they can't get out 1 pallet, 2 pallets, you can't find nothing. You can't partial togethers. I ain't got no reason to go up there. And then, you know, everybody know about New York, New Jersey. I don't feel like dealing with all them tolls and the traffic. Life is too easy for me. I don't want to add complications. It don't make sense to me. To me, I'm not knocking y'all. I know people live in all these areas and you're accustomed to it. Like, for example, somebody that lives in California, you've already factored in those gas prices into your business scheme. I live somewhere where gas is like $2.30, $2.40, $2.50. It don't work for me out there. Just say it. I live in Texas. The tolls is different for me than they is up in New York. It's just different. And everybody know about Florida. But anyway, not going down that rabbit hole. As you know, I'm in El Paso. I told y'all, I got an imaginary line that goes through San Antonio. I tried to explain it, but I even took the time and took a picture and drew little lines. I ain't no artiste or nothing, but I think I did pretty well, if I do say so myself. So, let's break it down. There's a part of the United States, like, of course, there's different spots, like I just named, the California, the Florida, the Oregon, Washington area up there, the Maines, and everybody knows those. But it's a little space in the middle of the United States that I got my own imaginary line and my own thought process that if you go to this area, be prepared to play in this area. Like, remember I told you, get out to California, be prepared to just run around Nevada, Utah, California. If you want to go up to Washington and Oregon, hey, you can, because there's big lows going up there. But last time we was out there, it was wintertime, snowing, I wasn't going up there. But yeah, I'll put it up right here. Yeah, it'd be right here somewhere. You know, my wife does amazing jobs with this video. I be trying to direct, but she gonna put it where she know it's best. I trust her with it. But it's 2 lines, as you see. That little piece in the middle, that strip, that's like no man's land. You ain't getting nothing up out of that. It comes up every blue moon. Like for example, in Texas, like some of that no man land, that's like Midland and Odessa. A blue moon might shine upon you and you get something up out of that. And as you go up throughout that part of the United States, you know, we did the Wyoming, the Cheyenne and all that, you saw that. But up throughout there, you get to like the Topeka, Kansas. It's not much stuff that's coming up out of there. Like, you know, ain't nothing in the Panhandle, that Panhandle of Oklahoma. Ain't nothing up there. And then, you know, North Dakota, South Dakota, y'all get it, man. So that little strip, I did the lines. They ain't perfect, but you get what I'm saying. That's like, you on one side, you need to play on that side. So if you're on the side with California, you might as well get ready, because your lows gonna be take you to the Denver, Montana. Like, I'm in El Paso. I've not seen lows going to California. I don't want to go back out there. I could deadhead over to Phoenix, but I ain't seen nothing since I've been sitting here that wants to go the way I want it to go. They want me to go up through Montana. They want me to go to Utah. I don't feel like playing over there. No. So I'm not even going. I'm going back to the other side of the line, because I like that side of the line. That's my side of the line. You know, I told you in Texas, I could play around in the triangle. I should have said square again, because I told square before when we was cracking a joke, and some of the new fam didn't get it when I was like saying Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Dallas. I don't know why. I know it's a triangle, but I said square because it's 4 different places. Whatever. But in Texas, I can run around from Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio. Inside of between Dallas and San Antonio is Austin. Triangle. I can play in that triangle. But we out here doing research purposes because we we learning and want the fam to learn, and who knows, my boys might want to travel and see the world, and we'll know how to help them out. But anyway, in my journey of running around here, I have made up, outside of it, we finna have a whole bunch of shapes around here. I made a circle. We got the triangle. We got the halves. Boy, we're getting math class up in here. What is it, algebra around here? We got halves with perpendicular lines. Don't go into the middle. We got it separated into 3 sections, east, west, and a little slim section that's nothing there. But I got a little circle. Put it up right here. Now, fam, again, this is just my research, how I was moving. Don't hold anything against me. This is just what I see running around. You can get stuff from all over the United States. I'm just talking about where you're consistently ready. For me and what I've seen, I'm not talking about dedicated. I'm not talking about courier companies. I'm talking about you just out here running, trying to get it yourself. And I've named different states where y'all, because some of the fam, y'all in some great areas. Y'all already live inside the circle that's up here. Now, granted, yes, you can get loads out of San Antonio, in and out, but it won't be in abundance. It's so that's why the circle, you see Houston, Dallas, you get loads out of Oklahoma. See where I left off Topeka and it went up to Kansas City. You can't really see it on there, but St. Louis, when you draw in the circle, Kansas City to St. Louis, that circles around to the top, up there to Chicago, and then Chicago, even though it's a little bridge, water right there, whatever you want to call it, over to Detroit, and Detroit all the way over to Ohio, like Columbus and all that. All that up in Ohio. And yes, I know the line looks like it goes down to Atlanta and then Atlanta back to Houston. That's the circle. I'm not saying you can't get loads out of these other places. I told you I go to Jacksonville and all that. I just ain't going too far below I-10 like Orlando and Tampa. That's just me, because you're gonna have to deadhead up out of there unless you want to sit and pray that they give you the rate they want. They got loads coming out, they just don't give the rates. The other thing outside of that circle, you got the South Carolinas, you got the North Carolinas, you got the Virginias, you got all that. The abundance of loads, it's kind of like because I'm sitting in El Paso right now. Loads come out, but the abundance isn't enough, if that makes sense. There's not enough. What you want to use? Supply, demand, whatever words you want to use in these scenarios. Pick one. There's not enough for your boy. I use the word volume. It's not enough volume for me to keep running to these places, because you end up having to either deadhead to get back to a good place, or you just sit and wait in the location you're in. Because you notice inside that circle, and you know your boy, I've not been to McAllen, I've not been to Laredo, Del Rio. That's Brownsville, that's in Texas with me. I have no problem because of where I'm at in Houston, running down there and back. Because for me in Houston, that is like 2 tanks of gas, if that makes sense. So I can get a load going down to those places, because it's normally like 300 some miles. I normally can get it for between 4 to 550 going down there. 2 tanks of gas, and I can be back at the house. Go down, it's gonna take for a long day. That's the difference between local, OTR, and regional. When you stay in local, your days are gonna seem longer, because you're going back to the house. So I can go down there and I'm gonna go back home, because I'm not gonna stay at a hotel. Versus when you regional OTR, you get to drive from place to place, and you just stop where you're going for that day, if that makes sense. So your hour is just from point A to point B, first, unless you got a deadhead to go get it. So inside that circle that we put up, it's gonna keep you moving, because you know the deadhead to go get stuff is normally like 100, 200 miles. It's like real quick. Again, this is just my observation, what I've been doing running around. I told y'all we was gonna start breaking down. I'm catching up. I know I'm catching up, fam. I told y'all I owed y'all videos and information. This is me playing catch up. So all of y'all that I told you before that you in locations that are already prime, this is a good example, especially like when I talk to some of the fam that's up there like Illinois, Kentucky, places like that, Indiana, because y'all got that great benefit, even Ohio and Michigan, y'all got that great benefit of the time zone right there. It's enough volume of work right there for y'all that depending on how you play the time zone, say you in Kentucky and you got to run 100 some miles to get back, it might take 2 hours, maybe 3, but you're going to lose an hour going back so you can get there and pick it up in time, if that makes sense. We did that before in a couple of videos. Y'all go back and watch them. But that's one of those where I was saying inside the circle, you can keep running and running and running. Now, granted, and I came out here to El Paso. This is my last time. Only way I'm coming back across my, and maybe that little parallel line. Only way I'm crossing back my parallel line past San Antonio, I'm telling you, just off of, because we talk numbers, just off of this guy right here, the CPM for this guy, to get me even to cross over, it's got to be $1.50 plus out the gate. That's all it is to it. $1.50. If it's going, if I leave my house and it goes, like for example, from Houston to, let's say, Tucson, Arizona, it's roughly like 1,000 something miles, right at 1,100. For me to even take that load, you're not getting it for 1,100, 1,200. They have to out the gate be ready to give your boy 1,500 to 1,600, just for that. Because I know when I get out here, everything's spread out, and you got to play the game of driving 300 plus miles to get somewhere. Like from where I'm at in El Paso to even get to Tucson is like 320 miles. But to leave El Paso, the closest thing is up north, probably Albuquerque, 200 something miles. But even to get to like San Antonio, we're looking at like about 500 miles. Right at about 500 miles or so. Get to Dallas from here, it's 600 some miles. Because why? That little parallel line I showed you, that's that gap in the middle. So it would take 600, right at 620 miles, I think it is, to get to Dallas from El Paso. So that's what I mean when you cross over the line, you're in dead man's lane, because there ain't nothing gonna be there. You just gonna be in the middle of nowhere trying to get to one or the other. So you need to pick a side of the line. For me, y'all, I'm just giving y'all what I'm doing, and y'all say y'all want to see what I'm doing, and some of y'all fam, I know y'all use the advice and mirror it for yourself. If you on one side of the line or the other, stay. Unless you got a load that's coming from the west that's going to put you over there and you're ready to play in the east all day, or vice versa, east to the west, and you're ready to play in the west. If you inside of that circle, you better than me. I most likely wouldn't leave outside the circle. If I was in, I'm just saying, I'm doing the circle from here on out. I told you, we'll take the loads that go on the outside of the circle, but I'm going right back in. For example, if I get to Jacksonville, I already know in my mind I'm going back to Atlanta. That makes sense. If you get to PA, know that you need to get back in the circle, whether it be Ohio or something like that. Like if you get to Topeka, know you're trying to get to Kansas City. Remember I told you, know your hot spots. I've told you all this before. Know your hot spots. Now we got the circle. If you're outside of the circle, use the circle to know the hot spot to get back into the money, if that makes sense. So right now I'm in El Paso. The closest hot spot for me to get back into that circle is Dallas. That might be where I go, but I'm in a vicarious situation because I'm from Houston. That's not the route to get home. The route to get home is through San Antonio. So I either take a chance and just go to the house and regroup and start again, or I take a chance and find a load going to Dallas and pick it up in the morning. We don't know. We shall see. Whenever I find out, best believe you gonna know. I just playing catch up because I know I got a bunch of videos to give y'all, and the reason I'm giving them to you like this, because remember, I told y'all there's people in the fam that say they want a course, want a book. I didn't plan on going that route, but I'm all about helping. I understand that some people are different type of learners. The videos are helping y'all taking notes. Some people need that course so they can go step by step by step. We're gonna give it to you, but in order for me to make the course, because I told y'all I want y'all to win, I gotta get all the stuff that I'm gonna put in the course onto the videos, because I don't believe you should have to get the course if you don't want the course. The course is just for the people that's how they learn. I ain't even started the course. I got it wrote down and some in my head, but it's basically, I told y'all, it's the video. So if you don't want to wait for the course, just keep rocking with your fam. For those of you that need the course, I promise you we're going to get it at the end of the year. But this is one that needs to be said so I can start getting information out, so y'all that's already running can start winning until we get to that point in the journey. It just is what it is, because the whole point of this game is for us all to win together and get to the top. I don't know, it doesn't matter what your learning style, whether you learn with this video, of course, you need a book so you can highlight. We'll get it to you, fam. We working on it. We already got y'all the cargo van tracking, fam. We've, especially the quicks. Them quicks, boy, we love you. We love all the fam, but man, we appreciate it. We saw the shout out. We're glad it's helping. We saw a couple of more fam that commented about the book, the cargo van tracker that's helping them. I'm happy. Of course, it's in the description now. We started putting it in there because people was like, what you using, show what we're using. fam, I'm glad it's working for y'all. I'm glad it helped y'all. If it's something we could tweak, let us know. The wife and I are always about helping make stuff better. That's why we made this video right here. Hopefully this video helps you. Not for you. Me, I got to figure out what I'm finna do. I'm either going to Dallas or I'm going to Houston. I told you, I'm not going back to Phoenix. Phoenix is like 6 hours, 400 some miles. Y'all know your boy. I did hit 600 miles, 6 hours, 400 miles. Done it before. But it's only gonna leave me over on that side of the line, and I don't want to be on side of that line. No. I want to get back to the other side of the line, the triangle in Texas, and over there to that East Coast, especially in that circle. But that's a mixture of the Midwest and the East Coast, depending on how you want to look at it. But yeah, whenever I figure out what I'm doing, best believe you're gonna be the first one to know, fam. I'm always gonna tell you first. If y'all got questions, you know, as always, I'm catching up on the comments. I promise you. I shouldn't have took that vacation. You know, I'm lying. I was gonna take a vacation. But I could at least prior to the comments, but I just turned off everything. My brain, I turned it off. But I'm playing catch up. I'm getting y'all. I got y'all. Leave a comment if you need me to answer something about these lines in this circle. Fam, I promise you, if you're thinking of comment about load boards, DAT, you think about insurance, got all that stuff, I promise you, we got that covered in the video. Go back and watch it. That's why we're going to have to make the course, because some people want to. Either way, I'm about to get up out of here, fam. I know y'all already getting bags. I got to go find one. But when I find it, I'm going to let you know. But it's for this video, this finito. This is just for this portion of the video, so y'all know how we working things out here as we continue to grow. And I'm gonna continue to make the videos for this information that y'all said y'all requested and asked me for. I'm playing catch up, so y'all can already have it before we make the course. But I got to get out of here. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm skedaddling somewhere. So until the next video, fam, y'all stay blessed.